voila! Our first conveyor belt that goes over something. Truly revenue. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know whether you can get electrocuted by those things, but I'm not going to find out the hard way. Speaking of being in my own way, I think I'm in the way up the ladder to the storage container, but I'm not planning on climbing up one anytime soon. So now I've got the rods. And the rods go into 2 constructors, but they'll need to go into a third. The real question is how to do that. I mean, do I split the output twice? The output's double what it is now. So it'll be coming in at, it'll be going to here at a rate of 20 a minute. Right now, it goes out at a rate of 10 a minute. But then again, that rod, they're all going to be drawing from the same box. That's the thing. And I guess as long as the rate is up, rate that they're coming out, that they're being made is above the rate that they're needed, honestly, I don't see any reason why I need to do anything other than split it 3 ways, or anything more than split it 3 ways. The real question now is, where do I put the assembler? I'm gonna need. I mean, this is gonna be a long distance for a conveyor belt, which gives me an idea involving the poles. See, I may be able to angle the conveyor belt a little. When they say more precisely, they mean more precisely. Like, I don't have to depend on the whims and fancies of an AI anymore, of the game's AI. Instead, I can sort of guide it by aiming it there. Now it pretty much has to go around the bioplant instead of trying to go through it. Now this is where the reinforced iron plates come out of. Now they should be... Okay, I'm going to make an assembler spin around this way. That should work. And configure it to make modular frames. The reinforced iron plates for those frames will come from here, and the rods, well, they should come from there anyway. Why is it trying to put it in the output? That's not what I want. I want it to go here. Unless what I could do... Okay, let's get rid of these. I have something of an idea of how this should go down, but it all has to do with where I put conveyor poles, or how I use them. You see, I can... It looks as though I can just stick a conveyor belt anywhere, and it'll automatically include a conveyor pole there. So the question is how to make the turn easy enough for... I'm going to make it sort of a square turn here. Why won't these connect? It should be simple enough. I don't know why it's not connecting. The angle here, it should be loose enough. There we go. All right. This should connect to this input, but it's not. Why? Unless, wait a second, I know why. It's because I've been trying to connect an input to another input. That's why. But then this is for the screws. I'm looking for the one for the rods, which is over here. Okay, so I'm gonna carefully aim the conveyor belts over there. Yeah, that assembler is way far off. There we go, that's better. And this thing should be off. So speaking of turning stuff off, make sure that everything is off, including this assembler. And I'm going to start production backwards. Okay, so the screw constructors are off. The assembler's off. Wait a second. That already was off. Off. Still off. Wait a second, what's this here? Oh, I gotta program these for the iron rods. I almost forgot to do that. And turn them off too. Off. Then what? Oh, right. Like that. It's off. Off. Did I turn all this stuff off before? Because I don't remember doing that. I suppose I must have at some point. Okay. Now for the hard parts. Turning it all back on. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do anything, I gotta wire this stuff up, don't I? It's a hard thing to miss. So, let me see. Where is there a node with a free opening? One of these poles that doesn't have all four connected to it. This'll do. we go. And connect the constructors to it. And there's that one assembler way, way over there. Which has me curious as to how far these power lines can go. Punch me in the face. That's a pretty long stretch, but it works anyway. Now to reset the fuses. And look at that, the maximum consumption is 80 megawatts. Okay, so let me see if I can split these. Not like that. What I want to do, I suppose I could have taken some from that one spare biofuel burner. It's neither here nor there right now. No, I'm going to split it into stacks of 150. $50, $50, $150. Okay. So here's one. Here's two. Here's three. Now, turn on one assembler. Turn on the other assembler. Now the constructors. 1, 2. And the other constructors. 1, 2. One's for the plates, let's not forget those. And the other half of the rod production for the modular frames. The smelters. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the miners. 1, 2. Oh, right. The indicators show up yellow if there's nothing to process. I suppose I'll have to wait for these to start up production. There they go. What about the other one? It's on all right. And it's running. Let me check these. Just to check the load. Yep, there we go. And that's everything. Oh, brother. All the things to forget to build. This needs a box. Fortunately, you can stack this stuff up in in a sort of internal buffer, but I'm not exactly sure how much of such a stack actually is, so I'm not risking it. I'm going to get this done as soon as I can. There we are. Yep. Modular frames. And there you have it. That everything's running relatively smoothly. Although if I need some more wire or cable, I'll have to start up that one factory again. It's not too big of a concern though. Okay, so does my research thingy say anything about how to use a power slug? Doesn't really say anything, does it? But there is something about yellow power slugs, and I need rotors for that, but I have, or at least I should have some by now, right? I don't know exactly how long I spent rejiggering that one production plant. 100. Excellent. Okay, let's research yellow slugs now that I've found one. Research completed. Yellow power slugs are further into their life cycle than blue power slugs and thus have more potential energy stored. They can now be processed into power shards. What does that mean? Power shard. Wait a second, I've seen this before. Maybe it was here, no. Was it here? It's just the DNA. Maybe it's here. Well, I need a proper power slug for that. Ah, here we go, yeah, overclock production. Overclock production? So what does this do? Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially. Ruh-roh. Not exactly sure what that means. Maybe I just don't like the sound of it. This does seem to put a pin in how I'm going to open that hatch. Or, not that hatch, that crate I found in the middle of that lake. So how many more of these do I... Okay, not quite enough. Power shards. What exactly... I guess I had to craft the rest of them. I'll see what they... it doesn't say anything like that. what does it say about power shards here? Well, this is just... it's just all the recipes I know so far. Is it possible, I wonder, to... maybe it is possible to do this. It's a nutty plan, but if I were to build a temporary power plant, simple biomass burner, put some biomass, and throw in some power lines, and connect it to that crate. Where was that crate? What does this do? Oh, I see. If I get close enough, depending on how I set this thing, I can see the marker for something. So with that in mind, yes, it's kind of an unusual plan to build a power plant just for providing 60 megawatts of power, but I can take it back down once I'm finished with it. You know, I might like to jump, but sometimes I think maybe I need like a catwalk or something to go over these. And I probably want to process this stuff into biomass since it's temporary. I'll just use some of the plant life. Does this thing only shoot like one shot? Yeah, it's not exactly an automatic weapon, is it? Okay, this is about where it was. All right, so let's see. First off, do I need to... I think it can connect over there. So that's just one task completed. Next, biomass burner. I'll put it down here. idea of needing 60 megawatts. Maybe instead of building it over on the one shore, we should build it on the other shore. But I was able to... Yeah, there, see? I can connect it. Hope I didn't electrify the water there. Alright, so, wait a minute. This thing only makes 30 milliwatts, and yet maximum consumption is 60. Does that mean that if I were to put some biofuel in it, it would blow a fuse? Yeah, I thought so. Alright. In that case, I'll have to make another one. Maybe instead I'll use like one pellet full of biofuel. I mean, if the thing has power connected to it, then does it like automatically slam shut as soon as it runs out of power? I don't know. Okay, well, here, I'll just put... Okay, that just doesn't make any sense. There's no way to turn this thing off, you know.